For hip flexion, we're measuring the manual muscle testing of the hip flexors. All right. We'll sit here for the gravity position. I'll show you gravity eliminated after. So first of all, you want to see what your patient can even go through. So lift your leg up as far as you can. Okay, and then we go to the halfway point here. Have you taught? Is that what you teach?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So halfway of her range. All right. Stabilize the opposite hip with your heel of your hands. Okay, and then push down.
Oop, you're a 3
here.
minus.
And you.
Just messing with you.
I'm going into extension here, so I'm compensating a little
So
bit.
don't grip onto the table here. Okay. Nope. You can relax. You just... She's like. All right. I'll spot you. Good job. So, distal end of the femur and hold right there. Don't let it push you down. Hold. Okay. So.
I'm a little weak for that.
All right. I mean, we know. Did you guys go over the 3 plus, 4 minus?
Mm-hmm.
So we know that if they can go full range of motion against gravity, what are we at already?
3.
Okay. We apply minimal resistance if they can hold it. That's a 3 plus. If I apply minimal resistance and she can't hold it, we go back to a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So I would say that I applied minimal resistance, but when I started to apply min to mod, she broke. So what would I give her?
A 3 plus.
3 plus. Okay. Gravity eliminated. We're gonna be on in sideline. And do we have a pillow? Or
Yeah, there's
Yes.
pills back there.
in that?
Man, I need some.
So you need to do some strengthening.
The gym. Yeah. I would agree with that.
Okay, so these are always awkward. I'm just gonna say.
It's okay.
So whenever it's all good, we're always awkward. It's not me. Oh my gosh.
Forward. Ew.
All right. So
pretty much what you're doing.
when we're in sidelining, we've taken gravity out, right? No longer an issue. I usually like to put a board, like either a slide board or something that is a smoother surface, because right now, if I'm going to have her slide her leg into flexion, she's already adding resistance. So how will I actually get a true test? All right, since we don't
I
have.
don't know if we have a board.
It's fine. But we're imagining that there is a sideline or a transfer board, okay? Slide board. And from here, your patient is in neutral, okay? You're good. And you can have them bend their knee, all right? And all you're gonna ask your patient to do is bring their hip forward as far as they can. And so you're here, okay? And so then we measure whether they can do full range, whether they can do partial range, etc. That's
So
how.
what's full range and gravity eliminated?
2.
Partial?
2 minus.
All right.
All right. What's 2 plus?
Full range of gravity.
All right. Okay, go ahead and sit up.
So when the leg was going forward, your hand was on it, you weren't applying force, you just were following it, right?
No, I was just making sure that she wasn't rolling forward or backward,
Yeah, she wasn't.
With the leg.
and I was here just to help.
Okay.
Kind of guiding.
Just guiding.
Okay.
I was just kind of helping, because if your patient has any kind of weakness, this right here may be a lot, their foot may actually be dropping down. So now they're restricted by the movement because they can't pull their foot forward if they're not swinging the other. Yeah, so I was just helping her here to be in neutral, and now I was gonna let her bring her leg up into flexion.
Okay.
All right, so for extension, don't do anything. What would you think gravity position would be for manual muscle testing of the hip extensors?
On this. Yeah, on this.
So onto your stomach. Would you like a pillow? Sure. There you go. Alright, so be careful. Okay, so I'll just show you guys on this side so my back's not to you. So for the hip extensors, we are stabilizing just around the PSIS, just around the pelvis area. I mean, I'm not doing anything. I'm not applying resistance. I'm just holding to make sure that she doesn't compensate in her pelvis at all. All right. And then from here, I'm going to ask the patient to lift her leg straight up, keeping it straight. Okay, we're going to go halfway. You're holding on for dear life. push you down, hold. Okay. All right. With that being said, we won't grade you. No, I'm kidding. We don't even get a grade. We could go work out together. So
leave this room.
I'm sorry. These go on YouTube. So
So, what do you guys think the gravity eliminated position is for hip extensors?
sideways, isn't it?
Again, same position, pillow between the legs. You can do a slide board, and then you're going into extension this time as opposed to flexion. So you can measure them both in that same position. You don't if you your patient's going to be rolling a lot. Hopefully, your supervising therapist is already taking care of this for you. I promise it's a lot easier. So, okay, so we've got hip flexion and extension. Let's do right here, AB and adduction.
Okay.
This one is so odd.
Yes,
Sorry.
it is. That's like,
We love being awkward. Okay. This one's not bad. A hip abduction. I like to stand on the back side of them, so that way when I'm in front of them, I'm not having to like lean over in front of them. I'd rather lean over behind them so they don't have to see how awkward I am. All right. So we'll bend the knee, get it out of the way, and then you're just gonna have the patient lift their leg up as far as they can. Okay, halfway. A little bit more. Hold right there. Don't want to push you down. I'm here, and I'm here. I'm pushing here. Ooh, that's good. There you go. What muscle is that? Do we know? Hip abduction. Do we know what muscle? Primary muscle.
what's one of your abductors?
I can see where you're going.
Is it the rectus?
That's on the front side.
The
What?
the gluteus maximus.
You may be right.
All right. How about your gluteus medius? Dang it. It's fine.
I got half right.
Yeah, right. What do you guys think gravity eliminated would be? On your back. Good. Hold on, I'm not going to have you do that yet. I'll show you so she doesn't have to go back and forth. Okay, now if I'm wanting to measure hip adductors, what position would I be in? So,
On her back.
Probably.
on the other side, but don't move, because instead of having her move, I can just measure the other leg instead. But yes, the bottom leg, we're going upward against gravity, right? The top leg is up against gravity.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I didn't mean
So this is gravity for the abductors. This is gravity for adductors, right? So if I wanted to measure her left leg, I would roll her the other way. Makes sense? Now, the book shows you guys a really weird way. I will do this for you, I promise. It's very awkward, and I don't prefer it, but my students actually prefer doing it this way, so whatever, they're weird. Of course. So, you as a therapist get to hold this leg out of the way. Okay? It's already weird. Okay? Straighten this leg for me. You're going to have them lift their leg up as far as they can. Now you're having to hold here and push down at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
Very weird. All right? Now, I prefer put this knee here, making sure that they stay rolled forward. Now lift your leg up. The patient doesn't like it though. So you have to decide what works. All right.
I like that better.
You like this one better?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people don't. Well,
If they
some
can-
people,
If they can put their, yeah, if they can put their leg like that.
if you have a
Oh my
gosh.
That person's for sure.
Alright, so we understand gravity, right? With AB and adduction, alright? So for gravity eliminated, we're on the back. Alright, now this is really easy. The patient, if we're measuring, it doesn't even matter. If we're measuring this right leg, then it'll still be supine. If we're measuring the left leg, it'll still be supine. AB and adduction. What I like to do is give them something on their heel that will make it slide easily. So either a pillowcase on a mat, or take their shoe off and let their socks slide. However, to make it easier for them, because again, if they're in gravity eliminated, they're already weak. Okay. So all you're gonna have your patient do is just bring this leg out without externally rotating the hip, right? Because if we externally rotate the hip, now we're working on hip flexors. Keeping the foot in neutral, go ahead and bring your leg out, and whatever, if we, full range of motion, we know that. So if they come to here, that's partial range. We'll measure it that way. So at the same time that you've measured abduction, now you're measuring adduction as they're coming in. Can they come in? Okay, and then this leg will be out of the way for adduction because they're going to keep coming across midline. Okay, good. All right. Internal rotation. That's it, right? For his. Okay. Yeah. All right. Gravity position is the same as we measured with the gonies. Scoot back from this a little, please. There you go. All right. So we know if the knee is going outward. Which one is that?
External.
Rotation. Okay. So you're going to have the patient go through their full range of motion first. So go ahead and bring your foot in right there. You hit height. So we're going to try again. There you go. Hold right there. Hold it right there. Neutral. So we're holding in middle of their range. Okay. I'm applying force on one side here and the opposite direction here, okay? So I'm stabilizing at the knee and I'm pushing at the ankle. So hold right there, don't let me push you down. Hold. Good. Okay? All right, same thing when we do internal rotation. So you're going to hip down. There you go, hold right there.
I can't get anything by you,
man. Now it's the opposite hand.
She said,
We're going the medial knee and we're going lateral ankle. Ready? Hold right there. Don't let it push down. Hold.
That's a little better.
Okay. All right. So that's internal and external rotation. What do you think would be gravity eliminated?
On there.
Huh?
On their side?
On the back.
Who's on that? On the back. Lay down for me. All right. So if we're wanting to measure, internal rotators, we'll put them in slight external rotation. Now have them bring their foot in. Okay. If we want to measure external rotation, we'll put them in internal rotation and have them roll their foot out. Notice gravity will help them pull it down. So gravity eliminated.
So why don't you start with it being straight? Why do we start a little bit off center?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Or so you see more range of motion, probably.
Yeah, so you can see it better.
It's probably so you can see if they can get out of one direction with good muscles.
Saying that out of one direction.
All right. So hip internal and external rotation, and then knee flexors and extensors. Okay. Knee flexors and extensors. We are moving quickly. Huh? Yeah. All right. For the knee.
That's all the hip ones.
So when she straightens her leg out, is that extension or flexion?
Extension.
Okay, so we're gonna measure knee extensors and sitting for gravity position. So you've seen full range of motion. We're gonna go to 45 degrees because we were at 90. We're at 0. We're gonna go halfway, which is 45. Hold it, whoop, come down a little bit more. Okay, we are there. Now we're applying stabilization here so they don't move their knee in or out, and I'm pushing downward at the ankle. So hold right there, don't let me push you down. Hold. That's a good one. All right. And then, are you okay?
No, so like, hopefully I don't step
Only the focus is stronger. And then, so for knee extension and gravity eliminated, what do you guys think that would be?
So on your back.
All of them. Sideline. Now this one is fun. I don't want to say anything else because we are in. Notice she's in extension right now. We don't have any more range to go, right? So I can't test her muscles unless I put her into flexion of the knee. So we're going to bend the knee. And you're going to have a board because this would be resisted exercises if they're on a pillow with pants. Okay? So all I want you to do is just straighten your leg as much as you can. And I would have a board that would go in the direction that she's moving. Okay? So if that means that I put a slide board here, as long as she has something that's a smooth surface, that'll get her through full range. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and just cover the flexors while we're here because it's side-lying as well. So instead of starting in flexion, she's gonna start in extension, okay? And then from here, we're testing the knee flexors on the back side. So I'm just gonna have her bend her knee as far as she can. And that would look like that, okay? So for knee flexors, onto your stomach. Here is a pillow. You're welcome. All right, and then from here, the patient is going to bend the knee as far as they can. Okay, halfway, which is here-ish, we're eyeing it. All right, applying resistance here, and I'm gonna just stabilize here. Hold right there, don't let me push you down. Hold, 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 hold. Okay, all right. So gravity position, we're going upward, okay? Side lying is going to be for hip. Flexion, extension, knee flexion, extension. Do you guys understand that we're pretty much working in the same planes when we go through hip and knee flexion and extension, which means side lying is going to be our gravity eliminated? Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So notice that there are some traits that you guys can kind of group things together in. So if we're working on, let's see, if we're working on the frontal plane, do you guys know all the planes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Better.
So if we're in the frontal plane, it divides our body anterior to posterior, right? So if we're going AB and adduction, you understand we're sideline for gravity, okay, and supine. So you'll be able to group all of these together if you had to. Think about it the same way that you do the shoulder and the elbow and the wrist. There's a couple that will throw you off because our bodies are weird.
Yeah.
But it's fine. All right. I think that's everything.
Okay, cool.
All right. So if you guys want to practice those, practice stabilizing, practice resistance.